Somewhere in the world, millions of people lace up their Nike shoes every single day. But have you ever wondered, where does it all begin? It begins here, in a factory floor, where skilled hands and precise machines work together in perfect rhythm. Every Nike shoe goes through over 200 individual steps before it reaches your feet. This is that journey. From raw material to finished masterpiece, the story of how a Nike shoe is born. The swoosh, one of the most recognized symbols in the world. But earning it takes everything. Every morning, thousands of craftsmen and women walk through these gates, ready to build something extraordinary. Before a single stitch is made, engineers and designers map out every millimeter of the shoe. This, right here, this is what 200 steps of pure craftsmanship looks like. And today, Cummy, you're gonna see every single one of them. Before a shoe is a shoe, it's just raw material. But look at this warehouse. This isn't storage. This is the beginning of something massive. The upper material, the outer shell of the shoe, is typically made from synthetic leather or engineered mesh.
Feel the tension? This worker is checking elasticity, color accuracy, thickness, all by hand. Because if it fails here, it never makes it to your feet.
This is where the outsole begins. Raw rubber granules, chemicals, and precision. Get this mix wrong and the sole cracks. Get it right and it lasts for years. Hundreds of thread colors. Every single one chosen to match a specific shoe design. This isn't decoration, this is identity. How soft should a Nike sole feel? How much bounce? These workers test that every single day, because your comfort isn't an accident, it's engineered. Tons of raw rubber moving through this warehouse every single day. The scale of this operation, honestly, it's hard to wrap your head around. Even the lace, the humble shoelace pole, engineered for exact length, thickness, and strength. Nothing here is an afterthought. Nothing. Welcome to the cutting room, where computers take over and precision goes to another level. Half a millimeter off? Rejected. That's the standard here. By stacking layers, they cut hundreds of identical pieces in one pass. Efficiency like this doesn't happen by accident. It's been refined for decades. Every piece labeled. Every bundle tracked. Miss one step in this chain and the whole production line feels it downstream.
The big machines get the glory, but these hand dyes cut the small, critical components that hold the whole shoe together. Never overlook the small stuff.
Laser cutting for mesh panels. This technology means every ventilation zone is perfectly shaped. Your shoe breathes because of this machine.
Because one wrong shape here means a shoe that doesn't fit right, and that's unacceptable.
Organization at this scale is an art form. One mismatched panel in the wrong bundle, and an entire batch of shoes is ruined. This worker knows that.
Nothing gets wasted. Nike recycles these offcuts back into new materials. Sustainability isn't just marketing here, you can literally see it happening.
Listen to that sound. Hundreds of machines. One rhythm. This is the heartbeat of the entire factory.
This worker trained for months just to master this one stitch. Months. That's the level of skill that goes into the shoe you lace up every morning. The swoosh. It looks simple, but stitching it at the exact right angle, tension, and position, that takes a level of skill most people never think about. Over 40 individual pieces in a single shoe upper, all joined by stitches like these. Thousands of them. Every single one has to hold.
These machines can repeat the same embroidery pattern thousands of times without a single variation. Consistency at this scale that's the real flex.
Every loose thread is a quality failure, so after stitching, every single end gets trimmed. Because details like this are what separate good shoes from great ones. Look at that line moving. Every one of those uppers represents hours of skilled human work. Now they're heading to the next words. Before it moves forward, a human eye checks every seam. Stitch density, tension, panel alignment, fees. On the other side of this factory dhoni, something completely different is happening. The soul is being born, and the process is intense.
The shape of your outsole, every groove, every tread, starts right here in this moment.
In seconds, rubber that was shapeless becomes a perfectly formed outsole. Nature forced into function. There it is, every tread pattern, every grip zone, every curve, exactly as designed, fresh out of the mold and already ready to grip the ground. This extra rubber is called flash, and it gets trimmed away by hand. The finished sole needs to be perfect. No rough edges, no excess, just clean. These are the Air units, Nike's most iconic innovation. Pressurized air sealed inside a pod, ready to absorb every impact your foot will ever make. Engineering you can see. Liquid foam injected into a mold, expanding, hardening, becoming the cushioning layer between you and the ground. This is what makes every step feel effortless.
This step looks rough because it is. Roughening the surface creates a mechanical grip for the adhesive.
Hundreds of soles, each one labeled, tracked, ready. They've been molded, trimmed, roughened, and now they're waiting for the moment they meet their upper. This is the moment everything changes. Upper, sole, they're about to become one. This is assembly, and this is where a sneaker truly comes to life. This machine pulls harder than any human hand could. It stretches the upper until it conforms perfectly to the shape of the last fleece. Into the heat tunnel they go. This heat reactivates the adhesive, pushing it to its absolute peak bonding strength. Upper meets sole. Right now, this press is creating a bond that needs to hold through rain, mud, concrete, sport, and life. It better be strong.
It is.
The cold press locks everything in. The sudden temperature drop changes the adhesive at a molecular level, and this bond is now permanent. That sneaker is not coming apart. A skilled African-American worker does this in under 45 seconds. But don't mistake speed for carelessness. The tension has to be exactly right.
The label goes in, and suddenly this sneaker has an identity. Size, model, factory, date. Every shoe ever made is traceable back to this exact moment.
The final wipe down. Any adhesive residue, any fingerprint, any smudge, float, gone. Because the shoe you pick up in the store needs to look like it just came from another world. Quality control. This is the last line of defense before a shoe reaches you. And these inspectors? They are ruthless, as they should be. Bend it hard. If that sole is going to separate, it happens here, not on your foot during a run. This test has saved millions of people from bad shoes. Every measurement, checked against the spec rel, to within 1 millimeter. 1 millimeter. That is how serious Nike takes fit and consistency.
Peebs. Under magnification, every stitch tells a story. Stitch count, thread tension, seam spacing, this inspector reads it all.
This machine simulates thousands of kilometers of wear, in hours. If the shoe survives this test, it's earned its place on the shelf.
Wet surface grip test. Because Nike shoes don't just get worn on sunny days. Rain, puddles, wet floors, the outsole has to grip through all of it. And it does.
The stamp. That one small mark means this shoe passed every test, every check, every inspector. It's cleared, it's ready, it earned it.
And the ones that don't make it? They get analyzed, every defect logged, studied, fed back into the process. Rejection isn't failure here, it's data.
Made it through every test. Now it's time to get this sneaker ready to travel, because it's about to go a very long way. Tissue paper. Standardized folds across every factory in the world. When you unwrap a Nike sneaker anywhere on the planet, it looks exactly like this. Consistency is everything. Into the box, pair by pair. And before that lid closes, one final visual check. Because no shoe gets boxed without someone looking at it one last time. One scan of that barcode and you know everything. The model, the size, the color, the factory, the date it was made. This sneaker has a complete digital identity.
12 pairs per carton, hundreds of cartons per day. The scale of this operation is staggering, and every single box was packed by human hands.
Sealed, secured. This carton is going on a truck, then a ship, then maybe a plane, and it will arrive intact. The seal you just saw guarantees that.
Look at this, thousands of pairs, all built in this factory, all headed somewhere in the world. This is the scale of what Nike does, every single day.
And just like that, it's gone. On a truck, to a port, to a plane, to a store. Months after that raw rubber and synthetic material sat in a warehouse, a pair of Nike sneakers appears on a store shelf, looking like they were always meant to be there. Every pull of that lace, you're connecting with every single person who built this sneaker. The cutter, the stitcher, the presser, the inspector. This is their work. Wear it well.